Hi everyone, this is a Craftsman Model 150 drill press that I've just about finished restoring. This drill press was manufactured sometime between, I think it was 1958 and 1962, something like that, so I think that classifies it as an antique. But you know, these old power tools, they still work great, fully functional. Of course, when I got it, it was in pretty rough shape. It had about 3 layers of really crappy paint on it, and all the metal surfaces were tarnished. The surface rust, and you can kind of see how it was mistreated. Evidence here on the table. Luckily, the table is it's all still flush. It's still usable. It's pretty. It looks pretty nasty, but it's fully functional. It did have going for it all the bearings are still good, the spindle still is good, the motor's good, everything works just fine on it. So all I had to do was I took it apart. First thing I did is took it apart. I polished up the post. Then I took the big cast iron pieces there, and I was going to have them sandblasted, but since there wasn't any serious rust on it, and there was so much paint on it, the guys talked me into getting it chemically treated, chemically stripped, and that has the advantage of you don't have to go and mask off all the machine surfaces like you do with sandblasting, and you're not actually removing any material. Sandblasting, you don't really remove much, but you are removing a little bit. So that turned out really nice. The paint I put on it is just a Rust-Oleum spray paint. This is a hammered black, and I think it looks really nice. Originally, I think it must have been a gold color. I think that was the color they came in, and that was the color when I removed the top badge. That was the color that was underneath it. But on top of that one, on top of the gold, this one had a blue color, maybe a couple different shades of blue, and a nasty old purple color. So it definitely needed some refurbishment. Let's see, what else did I do? I polished up the spindle. I polished up all the metal parts. Let's see, what else did I do? Well, it is missing a few parts here. The knobs here, it's missing a knob there. It's missing a little a set screw here on the quill depth lock, and then it's missing the handle that goes here on this quill lock. So it still works just fine. It's just a 1/2 inch, so I can take a wrench and lock it here if I wanted to. But someday I may, if I can't track down a donor machine, I may. I know a couple people who have the same model, and I can make a mold of their little handle and maybe make a new casting. But we'll see. That's a lot of trouble to go to. I did have to take apart the motor so I could repaint it, and that was a hassle. I couldn't get this chemically stripped because, well, for one, these end plates, these end pieces are aluminum, and then the windings are actually permanently attached to this casing here, so I couldn't. I had to paint this myself, but it turned out just fine. Once I got it apart, I was able to do that no problem. I replaced all the hardware back here with nice stainless socket head stuff, so that looks really nice. I put a new switch on it, so hopefully this is robust enough. It's rated for 10 amps, which is good enough to handle the steady state draw of the motor, but the surge might arc it a little bit, so I may have to take that apart and look at it from time to time to make sure that it's not burning out on me. It had an old lamp cord on it, so it was really nasty, so I replaced that. So you can see it spin here. It's got a little bit of run out. I'm not sure if that's the chuck or if it's a slight misalignment in the bearings in there or something. But until that bothers me, I'm not going to really do anything about it. I'll have to just kind of a wait and see thing. All the bearings are still available. They're kind of a standard bearing size. Another thing I might do is this label here across the top it's pretty rough. I got it finished up as best I could. It had a bunch of flecks of paint from all the old paint jobs on it. I cleaned it up as best I could and then put a lacquer finish on, and it looks okay. But I think I might try to make a new one of these once I get my CNC router done. I might make a nice kind of embossed version of that, or I may even kind of do a new design which may match the Model 100 badge, which I think looks a little bit cooler. It's a little bit more retro than this. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it.